Is that why you're asking in the middle of a raging inflation for 7% more money, $2.63 billion to provide technical advice? I mean, we're going backwards here on crime, General. You're the state's or the country's chief law enforcement officer, and you won't even answer my question about how you feel about stop, question, and frisk. Why should we give you more money?
I think it's a resource allocation issue for each local police department. I believe that the Justice Department does the best by putting the money that we're asking for is increase in law enforcement that can be assisting the state and locals.
But General, is that what we're supposed to tell the mothers of those kids getting killed in Chicago? You don't understand. It's a resource allocation issue.
No, what you're...
Hey everyone, welcome back to Civic Sparks. Today we're diving into a heated exchange from the Senate Judiciary Committee. Senator John Kennedy asks Attorney General Merrick Garland, "Do you think most cops are racist?" This debate touches on crime, racism, and policing practices. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. If you love moments like these, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Let's get into it. So, here's what went down.
I think the Justice Department is losing. I think you're losing on crime. I think you're losing on drugs. I think you're losing on immigration. I think you're losing on Chinese espionage. Let me start with crime. What percentage of cops in America do you think are bad cops?
Very small percentage.
Like how small?
I don't have a number. I think
well, most police the country's chief, one of the country's chief law enforcement officers. Is it less than 10%?
Yes. Let me just be clear. We believe that most police officers follow the Constitution in their practices. Most police departments do, and all police officers, I believe, want to work in police departments that follow constitutional policing requirements.
Is it less than 5%?
I don't have the numbers. I think it probably is, but I don't have any numbers for you.
Okay. Do you think most cops are racist?
No, I do not.
What percentage of cops do you think, in your judgment, I know you can't give me an exact figure, do you think are racist?
I'm sorry, I'm not resisting because I have a number that I can't give you. I just really, I don't have any way of making that evaluation.
What's your gut tell you? Less than 5%?
One thing I've learned is to not give answers from my gut.
Right. Well, you think it's less than 5%?
I don't know the answer. I'm sorry.
Okay. You don't know?
I don't know, no.
Okay. Why doesn't the Justice Department support stop, question, and frisk?
I'm not sure what stop. You mean stop and frisk? Is that what you mean?
Some call it stop and frisk.
Look,
Terry v. Ohio.
Yeah, I don't know that the Justice Department has a position. This is a state and local role normally.
Do you think it works?
I'm sorry?
Do you think stop, question, and frisk works?
I think in some circumstances it can work, but of course it can be abused.
Right.
Yeah.
But why doesn't the Justice Department aggressively encourage law enforcement officials to use that technique? It's been declared constitutional, as you know.
Yeah, the Supreme Court has affirmed the constitutionality of stop and frisk. That's in the Terry case. That's exactly right. But we don't do that. The federal government doesn't do patrolling. This is work for patrolling.
I know you don't, but you're one of the country's chief law enforcement officials, maybe the chief, and what you say matters.
Well,
suppose here's what I'm asking. Let's take Chicago, where we haven't made any inroads in stopping the killing. I mean, Chicago is now the world's largest outdoor shooting range. We know that a lot of the shootings come from gangs. Why wouldn't you want to call the police chief and the mayor in Chicago and say, look, you know who these gang members are. When you have reasonable suspicion under Terry v. Ohio, an objective standard, more than just a hunch, why don't you aggressively stop, question, and frisk these gang members? You'll get guns off the street, you'll get drugs off the street, and you'll get a lot of gang members off the street, and you'll stop people killing each other. Why won't you do that?
The best way for the federal government to stop violent crime is to work at each local level and determine and let the state and locals determine what the best use of their own
Judge,
resources
I'm sorry for interrupting
is.
you, but I'm trying to get some answers.
I'm sorry.
Why won't you do that? Just tell me why you won't do
Because-
that. Your
because-
opinion matters.
Because there is no one solution fits all that the federal government can suggest to state and local law enforcement. We believe state and local law enforcement knows best as to what to do there. We provide
It's not working.
We provide our technical expertise. We put lots of resources into joint task forces. We
Well,
pick
General,
up.
is that, I know, I've got to shut this down. I've only got 15 seconds. Is that why you're asking in the middle of a raging inflation for 7% more money, $2.63 billion to provide technical increase, technical advice? I mean, we're going backwards here on crime, General. You're the state's or the country's chief law enforcement officer, and you won't even answer my question about how you feel about stop, question, and frisk. Why should we give you more money?
It's a resource allocation issue for each local police department. I believe that the Justice Department does the best by putting the money that we're asking for is increase in law enforcement that can be assisting the state and locals.
But General,
in
is
the best
that what
way.
we're supposed to tell the mothers of those kids getting killed in Chicago? You don't understand. It's a resource allocation issue.
No, what you're supposed to tell the mothers in Chicago, and what I told them when I was there, was the Justice Department was there to provide all the resources that this subcommittee will give us to stop violent crime.
But yet
the
you
more
won't,
resources
won't
you
try
can give
to
us,
stop, question, and frisk.
that is a
Wow, what a showdown. This exchange wasn't just about policing, it was about accountability and leadership. So, what do you think? Was Kennedy right to push for more aggressive measures? Or did Garland have a point about local authorities? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, like, share and subscribe to Civic Sparks. Thanks for watching.